My bangs are in such like a weird space right now in terms of length, and I just need them to hold off for a little bit because as soon as it gets colder, I'm cutting them again, but they just need to like hold out being long for just like a little bit longer. Before I jump into today's video really quick, in case if some of you don't follow me over on Instagram and you haven't seen, Dark and Quirky, which is a booktube or a book box, is doing a booktube box, a specialty box featuring myself and 4 other booktubers, and the 5 of us got to choose a book from our favorite authors, a favorite book of ours to feature to get a special edition of. That will be in this box. It's gonna be hardcovers, sprayed edges, amazing formatting on the inside, foiling, like truly all of the bells and whistles are gonna be on all 5 of these books. And so we've revealed the authors, so I'll put the little like snippet in up here of the 5 authors. So from this list, I feel like you're probably able to tell which author I chose, and the books have not been revealed yet. Those are gonna be coming soon. Really hours after filming this video, Cheyenne's book got revealed, so you can check that out on Instagram. The box does go on sale September 1st. You don't have to be a subscriber of Dark and Quirky. It's gonna be like an open like order for anyone. However, the boxes are going to be limited. So if you want to snag one with 5 amazing books, let me tell you, these covers are insane. The 5 of us that got to work with Dark and Quirky are myself, Cheyenne from That Tall Book Girl, Sam from Sam Reads a Little, Tori from Novel Life, and Jess from Peace Love Books. So it's going to be an amazing box. I can't wait for you guys to see it and can't wait for you guys to see the cover. So I just want to throw that in the video here at the beginning in case if you don't follow me over on Instagram and haven't been seeing those updates. That plug aside, now let's go ahead and jump into the video. I need to keep this charging because it's going to die. Okay, I wanted to talk about some forbidden romances that are on my radar and kind of at the top of my priority list in terms of forbidden romances. Here's the thing. I feel like this year I have been in such a bad slump. I've been trying to figure out like why. I think part of it has to do with my project that I've been working on. Stay tuned. Coming to you shortly. Well, not shortly, kind of shortly. So that's part of the reason I have not spent as much time reading because I've spent so much time working on that. Also, I've been doing so many like read-alongs and then having like 2 book clubs, and I just haven't been reading as much that then when I do get time to read, a lot of times then I feel like I have to like read an assigned book, and I just feel like I haven't read as many books that I've just wanted to, and I'm like, maybe that's why I'm kind of feeling like slumpy. And also because y'all know that I love nothing more than a forbidden romance on this channel here. Like that is my favorite thing. I love forbidden, I love taboo, and I love dark books, and I feel like this year I haven't read maybe like as many forbidden romances as I typically do in a year. So these are the ones that are at the top of my list and that I definitely want to be getting around to soon. And if you have any more that I haven't read before that you want to recommend me, please let me know. Okay, so first up is actually one that I'm currently reading, and it's Rule by Cassandra Robbins. So this one is a dean-student romance. However, he's also a professor, but he's trying to like become the main dean of the department. So I think like that makes it even more forbidden for him to be dating a student because he wants to get this like promotion. And obviously you can't be dating a student if you want to become the dean. However, when he first meets the heroine in class one day, he's like instantly kind of attracted to her. So here's the thing with this one, that premise all sounds really forbidden. They've already kissed, and I'm like, actually they've done even more than that, and I'm only like 25% in. So like, do they really care? I don't know. I'm still enjoying it. That is not to say that I'm not enjoying this book. So far, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to reading it more this evening. However, just that with a forbidden romance, I love the angst, I love the tension, I love what it brings with the forbidden aspect of it, and so far this one doesn't really feel that forbidden because so far he really doesn't care. Oh, and it's also sister's boyfriend, or like sister's hookup. Like he's not really interested in the sister, but like the sister's really into him. I'm still gonna keep going, and obviously I'm still enjoying it. It's just not like feeling very forbidden like I wanted it to and was hoping it would. So next up, another one that I'm just craving a good student teacher book where it genuinely feels forbidden, where it feels like there are going to be consequences, where the characters genuinely care about keeping their relationship like from not happening. And so I'm holding out hope with Lesson Learned by Layla Simon. So this one is like an elite prep school kind of thing, and I think it's like about an 8 to 10 year age gap, and it's English teacher and student. And I'm pretty sure with this one, our heroine like goes out with some friends, obviously before school starts, finds this guy, hooks up with him, and then like when she starts classes, turns out that he's her teacher, which I really like that. I like actually when they like meet outside the classroom, have that history, and then they're like, they both are like, we gotta pump the brakes on this, like no go. And then, but they can't help but like have that attraction build on it. I'm really hoping that this is gonna be a win. Never read anything by this author before, and I haven't actually heard anyone talk about it. I literally just found it by Googling on my little Kindle app. I was like, student teacher romances, because I have just been craving a good student teacher book. And I feel like just a lot of them now just don't feel forbidden. And that's what I miss. Like, that's why I don't know the last time that I've done a student teacher romance recommendation video. I think it was earlier this year. But you may have noticed in that I recommended like a lot of like older student teacher books, and by old, like, I mean like within the past like 5 years or so. But that's just because I feel like they used to hit different. They used to just feel so much more forbidden than they do now. So I'm really hoping that this one feels forbidden. Like, please make it feel really forbidden and taboo. Next up is another one that I don't know. I found this one again searching through Kindle. I think it was when I was looking for Out of Bounds book club pick for this past month, but I found Unholy by Chell Rose. So this one is a nun and retired assassin romance. You heard that correctly. So our heroine in this one, it sounds like she was forced into becoming a nun, like she didn't want to, but she has found herself in circumstances that now she is a nun. And our hero, he is an assassin, or used to be an assassin, is like a retired assassin, and he is now working for someone, and the heroine is his boss's sister-in-law. And I think maybe he takes notice of her and wants to like save her from her circumstances. I don't know what it is about themes of like religious trauma that I just feel like I've been reading a lot of lately, but I'm assuming that that's gonna have some of that in here, because it sounds like she became a nun not of her own choosing. So we will see. This one's like really got my interest piqued, let me tell you. Okay, next up is actually book 2 in a series that I've just really been looking forward to getting back into, and that is Leave Me Broken by KB Rowe. So the first one is called Break for You or Break for Me, and when I was reading that one, I thought it was a standalone, and it's not. And I realized that at the end, obviously, when it ended on a huge cliffhanger, and I was like, I need book 2 right now. And of course I had read the first book like right after it was published, so I was like, crap, I gotta wait. And now book 2 has since come out, and then I thought maybe that was it. No, I think it's a trilogy. So now I'm like, I really want to read it, but I've heard that this cliffhanger is brutal too. From one of you guys, I had put this in a TBR video, and then one of you guys were like, hey, the cliffhanger on this one's bad too. So now I'm like, do I maybe wait for book 3 to come out? But this one is a very taboo, forbidden relationship between a volleyball player and her coach, and it's a huge age gap, and she is, I think, a senior in high school. So, you know, obviously with any of these books, we're not condoning it in real life. So the first book, honestly, what kind of got me about the first book was that no one seemed to really care when some people found out about their relationship, and I was like, y'all should be caring about this more. Like, this is very like not okay. But because of like how things ended in the first book, I'm actually really holding out that in this second book, it's gonna like, there's gonna be some consequences maybe coming out throughout the story. So I'm just very much looking forward to diving back into this world. I really liked KB's writing in the first one. It was more just the fact that I was like, why is her 80-year-old grandpa like supporting this relationship? So we'll see, but I'm really excited to keep going with this series because it's one that genuinely like I haven't stopped thinking about since I read the first book. So I mean, clearly it's sticking with me. Still don't have like, my voice is still not 100%, so I'm sorry if that's annoying. I'm like trying to like take breaks and drink in between, but I can't help it, okay? I'm still just like a little sick. It's just clinging to me weeks later. Okay, next up I want to read Raw by Bella Aurora. So this one I'd say falls more into like the dark forbidden category than like the taboo forbidden category, maybe, where like Leave Me Broken is more like way more taboo. But this one's a stalker romance. So our heroine, I think when she was younger, she ended up running away, and since then she's like built a life somewhere else, and all of a sudden she just starts feeling these eyes watching her, and it's our hero and he's a stalker. So I don't really know that much else about this one, except that I'm pretty sure this is the one where in the description the author was like, this is not like a traditional love story or something. I'm like, sold. You tell me that, like, I'm more intrigued, because like I said, I just love pushing the boundaries. I love pushing my boundaries, and you know what, if it's not a traditional love story, I want to like kind of see how you're gonna sell me on it, you know, and make me want to root for these two characters. I want to read these. Also, I have the special editions Mystic box, did a Bella Aurora box a while back, and I have a Mystic box sub. So I have the first two books. I think maybe is it a duet? I don't know, but I have those. I probably won't read them on those. I'll probably read them on Kindle because I don't like reading my special editions, but I want to read this. And also because I've been asked to do a stalker romance recommendation video, and I don't have enough stalker romances. I think I have like 4 or 5, and I don't feel like that's enough to make a rec video, so I want at least like 1 or 2 more. But I have to like them too, which is the hard thing, and like I don't know how many stalkers I want to read like back to back to back. So whatever, we'll get to this one eventually, but it's a high priority for me. Next up is, so these next 2 are 2 that I've considered doing for a Banned, Forbidden, Taboo Part 4 reading vlog, because my Banned, Forbidden, Taboo reading vlog Part 1 was like one of the early videos that I did on my channel, and to this day it's still like one of my higher ranking videos in terms of views. I personally hate that video because I just think I'm so awkward in it, and I'm like talking so quietly because I was living in my parents' basement at the time, and I like didn't want them to hear me talk about the books that I was reading, and now like that video just makes me cringe. But I really love doing those Banned, Forbidden, Taboo reading vlogs because it's all my favorite things. So these 2 are 2 that I'm considering doing for a Part 4. So first up is Ferrara. I don't know if I'm saying that right, by T.L. Swan. I don't think I'm saying that right. I want to say like Ferrara Rocher, like the chocolates, and I know that's not right either. But this book by T.L. Swan. So I have had a win from T.L. Swan and an absolute flop from T.L. Swan. So I'm kind of looking for a tiebreaker book for me for this author. And this is one where I think it's a spoiler, but I know the spoiler of what makes it taboo and forbidden. And I don't necessarily know if I want to spoil it on here for like you guys if you don't know and like want to go into a blind, but someone had recommended this book to me on a live show like months and months and months ago, saying like you got to read it, because I think I was talking about Hail by Kay Webster, and if you know Hail, then like you maybe, this is not like fully going there, but it's like I think halfway going there. So I will just leave it as that, because like I said, I don't want to spoil it for anyone who doesn't want to know, but I think it would make for a really good Banned, Forbidden, Taboo reading vlog. I'm interested once again to see how I'm going to be sold on this one, because a lot of books that have this thing in it, I feel like they don't have HEAs, which I kind of like, but I'm pretty sure this one does. So I want to know how T.L. Swan sells me on it. And then next up, so this one is banned because it's obviously very forbidden and taboo, and that is the director. Well, actually I say that, but it's like, it's actually not. I think it's just more messed up than anything. So our heroine in this one, I think she wants to be an actress, and she's like been trying to make that her career, whatever. And one day she's like taken off of the streets and is taken to this like underground place, and there she finds this man who was like a very well-respected director in the industry, and then all of a sudden he like up and disappeared, and now he runs this like underground film company. He runs this underground film corporation, and in the description it's like he asks her one question when she shows up, either or die while he makes a movie. Like, it sounds so messed up, and like Lily White just goes there with her books. So this one, really, I gotta read this one for the next Banned, Forbidden, Taboo reading vlog. I almost read it for Part 3 that I did last year. However, I don't think I could even find the ebook. Like, it's like banned. So I think I need to like look at Lily White's website again and see where I could possibly find this book, because I'm very intrigued by it. So again, I think this one falls more in like the dark forbidden area, because I think then he's literally taken her, so like that's not like, you're not supposed to do that, but I don't know. I'm very intrigued by it. Okay, what do we have next up? Okay, next up we have Corrupt Temptation by Melinda Terranova. So this one I found when I was just scrolling back through my Goodreads want to read list, which I need to do another Goodreads cleanup video. I did that maybe even 2 years ago at this point, and my Goodreads want to read is like so messy at this point. Like, I need to do another clean out, but I found this one a while back when I was going back through. So this one is a step sibling student teacher Why choose? I think organized crime romance. I'm pretty sure it's got all that locked into this one. So our heroine, I think this is the description where she ends up going to this school, and when she arrives there, her older stepbrother, who she like has never really known, is now her teacher, and he like just basically torments her at school and like at home. Actually, I don't know if they live together at home, but whatever. He just basically is dead set on like messing with her. But then also 3 like organized crime guys, like heir to some legacy or something, also take an interest in her and also start messing with her. I don't know. Honestly, it sounds kind of messy, and I love messiness. So I want to read it. I haven't heard anyone talk about it. And honestly, on my Goodreads, I don't know if I had any, like, you know how you can see like what your friends have read? I don't know if I have any friends on there who would even like read this one or not, but we'll see. It sounds good. And you can I mean, can you tell a theme with this list? I just want a good student teacher book, okay? Like, what do I have to do? I don't want to write it myself. I can't do that. I'm not capable of that. I'm not capable of student teacher, y'all. I would love to write a student teacher book one day. I just don't think I have it in me. I don't think I have that like forbidden bone to write. I only have it to read. But I don't know what I have to do to get a good student teacher romance here. Next up is one that definitely is top of my radar, and because it's one of Cheyenne's favorites, and that's Dancing with Sin by Alexandria Lee. So this one is Sister's fiance. So our heroine in this one, I'm pretty sure she has like a pretty good life going for herself, and she's like a dancer or something, but then all of a sudden, I think it's like one night, like rips it all away, and she's kind of left reeling, and she ends up having to move in with her sister. And when she gets there, she meets her sister's fiance, and they're both like attracted to each other, but obviously don't want to make any moves on each other because of the sister getting in the way and things. I think that's, do I have that right? You know, you listen to people talk about books so many times, you'd think like I would like know the description just right off the top of my head, but honestly, I think that's the gist of it. I think I'm gonna like it. And then last high priority, or at least for this video, you know, I have a lot. I always have a lot of ones that I'm like high priority. Like, don't take a shot every time I say high priority, because I don't want to be responsible for what happens to you. But next up is Dangerous Temptation by Gianna Darling, the Dark Temptation duet. So this came out a couple of years ago. It's a part of the Midnight Dynasty series, which I've really enjoyed some books in that in, and I've been wanting to like complete that world that all of these authors contributed to. However, I just have never gotten around to Gianna Darling's one in there, which, like, why? Because I love her. I don't know why I've never gotten around to it. But this one, our heroine, so it's a guardian ward romance. So our hero meets our heroine when he like shows up to take her mom out on a date or something, and then like months later the mom dies, and he shows up again and is like, hey, I'm your new guardian. But then I think they, you know, they want to be in love. And it ends up being their romance. So we'll see. I also have not read a guardian ward book in a long time. Like, genuinely, I'm trying to think about it. I feel like the only two that I've read are Unconditional and Credence. I can't really think of any others off the top of my head. But it's just been a long time since I've read a guardian ward, so I think that's like a fun forbidden one to throw into the mix there. So anyways, that's all of the forbidden romances, or at least that I wanted to talk about today and include today, that are at like the tippy top of my TBR and like radar, because I just really feel like I need to just be better about saying no to things and like just letting myself be able to have a little bit more mood reading back and just be able to read any of these books just whenever I feel like it. So anyways, that is it for today's video. Is it already TBR time and wrap up time next week? Oh my gosh, it is. It's already the end of the month next week. So I'll probably have like, oh, I guess I'm gonna have like kind of 2 TBR videos back to back. Oh, whatever. So probably TBR will be up next Tuesday, and then wrap up will be up Friday. Probably. I don't know, unless if I had something else marked down, but that's probably gonna be what you're gonna be seeing. So anyways, that is it for today's video, and I will see you when I see ya.